To give the response on behalf of the MDM, may I call on Ryan C. Guinaran.
A pleasant day to everyone, to our guests, our distinguished guests here in front. President De Grey, Dean Ricky Lim, we're friends, remember? Dean Borromeo, and our beloved Dean Mike Luz. Our mentors, who were our occasional tormentors. Our classmates, who were our occasional classmates. Fellow graduates, family, friends. Development managers, with their inclusiveness mantra, are biased to those most taken for granted. From this perspective, we wish to narrate our journey. Towering at the center or at the heart of the AIM campus is the more often taken for granted but lovely tree, the frangipani, or in Filipino, the calachuchi, the solitary tree between the dormitory and the cafeteria. This is its flower. Swayed by the wind, it sends its white flowers down to the dull cement and weaves a carpet of petals to cushion the hurried steps of sleep-deprived, whack-battered AIM students as they go to the cafeteria, to the study tables, or to class. If there is an AIM fixture to symbolize our class, it must be this flower which has witnessed our budding in January when we commenced our rigorous 11-month ordeal of blood, sweat, and tears. Until this day we stand before you, confidently blooming. With bruises healed, hemorrhage controlled, and tear glands exhausted after the MRRs. This frangipani is ubiquitous. It was always with us throughout our student life. In the campus, it was just outside our case rooms, smiling as we confronted the VUCA, the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous dynamics of our highly diverse class. Our intense diversity, 57 students, 15 countries, and 1 million persuasions, added the letter D to VUCA, and so it's spelled vodka, which really portended an intoxicating but memorable year for all of us. Outside the campus, the frangipani ushered us to and from our rapid area assessments across the Philippines, as these trees lined the landscape of the local airport. Coincidentally, our IFR was in Lao PDR, the national flower of which is the frangipani, locally known as champa. You usually see it here. So this flower trailed us everywhere in our journey. This flower embodied the warmth of the people in these activities and we thank them and all of you very much. May I request my classmates to clap for everyone in this hall. Thank you. With 5 petals, the flower urged us to be 5-star development managers, visionary, creator of public value, transformational bridging leader, maximizer of sustainable growth, and change nexus. We may wear many hats, but we have only one head and one heart, that of a development managers. The petals are, I feel like this is a sauna. The petals are closely intertwined, and just like our class, we overlap in interests. We link together for issues and people who are oppressed, suppressed, repressed, and depressed. A while ago, this fell. I thought she would be undressed. The frangipani blooms aplenty from a single trunk. It mimics the multifaceted individuals of our class who come from a whole spectrum of sectors, collaborating to ameliorate the plight of the lost, Sir Poch, thank you. Lost, the lowest, the least, and the last. At the center of the flower is a conspicuous shade of yellow, Exhibit A, of brightness, of hope that unites us despite our differences. With our smoldering passion, we drop the letter I in the word passion and pass on. This we do in our transformative work from ecosystems to ecosystem creation. And as the adage goes, save the best for last. The best feature of the frangipani, or the calachuchi, is seen when it detaches from its petiole and dives for the loam or for the earth. No other flower has a more dramatic fall than the calachuchi. You see? It glides gracefully, spinning continuously as it descends, if you have noticed. And when it hits the ground, its 5 petals kiss the soil, and its base points up to where it came from. This is like the student graduating and plunging into the VUCA reality. We will glide through life beautifully as lifelong learners. We will be resolute to the best we can when we encounter struggles, for we have a firm axis and a well-radicated foundation with this AIM education, after all the drilling down until we scrape the triple bottom line. We will heed the cluttered cries of the environs, for like the flower, we are shaped like a receptacle, an ear. And when we reach the ground on which we were born, raised, and nourished, we will humbly kiss our roots in a global Asia and point our base to where we owe who we are, the air we sashayed through, symbolizing our beloved families. We love you, our families. Please give a round of applause for our families. Thank you. The AIM administration, faculty, and staff members, especially of the development management. Of course, our alumni, and of course, our donors. Most of us in the MDM cannot relate to Mika's non-refundable fee. To the world and to the higher being who made all memorable experiences happen. The taken for granted frangipani emboldens us to commit that we will make sure our voice will not be taken for granted in matters pertaining to the welfare of those taken for granted. We have allies in the MBA and in the EMBA. We work together in AIM, not to compete, but to complete and complement. We work together in AIM, not to suppress, but to support and supplement. We have been through a lot, and yes, my dear classmates, we are very resilient. We will miss the routine, the daily grind of starting the class with someone saying, "I'm thinking in my mind whenever," and many other popular phrases and sentences like, drill down, be careful. Yeah, 20th century tools for 21st century problems. And with such disruptive proposals such as cut all the trees, let's scuba dive in the mountains, we are better off and we better die of climate change tomorrow than die of hunger today. And we need change in order to be stable. These phrases have reverberated in the case room. We were deviant, but we're not defiant. We were disruptive, but we are not destructive. After the debates have faded, but with more questions created, someone simply butts in and asserts, be mindful of your gross national happiness. Diba? And so, And so, as we engage in dynamic changes, let us be happy, cheerful, and gay. We leave you with a quote from Amartya Sen. Unceasing change turns the wheel of life, and so reality is shown in all its many forms. Dwell peacefully as change itself liberates and brings great joy. Let us enjoy change. We have been 1 year of change, a roller coaster change. We are change. Maraming salamat po from the 25th MDM class and the first Stephen Zwillig Graduate School of Development Management batch. Congratulations, fellow graduates, and thank you.